My name is John Moore. I'm a Principal Consultant Business Analyst, and I'm based in Oklahoma. Value stream mapping is a tool in which we can use to visually document the process of creating a product. So it's a way for us to document the process itself, and then also document the areas within those processes that add value to a product. Typically, this manifests itself in starting with the product and working backwards towards origin points. So we'll work through the various processes that build that product, the areas in which value are added, and we document all of that. In software, typically that means we'll start with the end user and we'll work backwards to the back-end systems that ultimately feed that user with data and serve their needs. The first thing is, don't get hung up on the current state map in detail. Use it as a foundation that we're going to ultimately build on to create the future state that we want. Don't get hung up on individual problems that the current state already has. We know about those. Just think about it as a foundation. We use the current state to build a future state, and the future state is just a concept. So similar to how we don't want to get hung up on the individual problems of the current state, we also don't want to get hung up on how we're going to implement the future state. Just what does it need to be? What are we trying to achieve? And what's our vision for that end state of a new process? So the purpose of us creating a value stream map is action, is to do something. We need to create this information, create the plan, create the vision so that we can go implement it, so we can be actionable and measurable with the work that we want to do to improve whatever process or product we're working on. In being actionable, though, we also want to make sure that we're constantly checking in. We want to be able to measure the change that we're trying to make and adjust. That's part of being agile, right? Is we want to be able to measure the things that we've learned and see, is it working? Maybe it's not, maybe we need to adjust. So don't be afraid to constantly check and pivot if we need to, so we don't implement the wrong thing just because we found a problem that we wanted to solve. Ultimately, what we want to have is a visual that we can all work from that really does a good job of identifying where's the waste in our process? Where are we not adding value to the customer? Where are we not adding value to the data that our customer uses? Or in a product sense, where are we not changing the product somehow? And how can we build a plan to eliminate as much of that waste as possible, be more efficient, more effective in the process or product that we're developing?